also going to fill the cake. So in between the layers, we're going to fill it with a chocolate ganache, which is a bag of chocolate chips and heated cream, heated whipping cream. I'm going to heat up 1.5 cups of whipping cream and put a bag of chocolate chips in here, semi-sweet or dark chocolate chips. And once the whipping cream heats up, not bubbles, even though I've gotten it to the boiling point, but not bubbles, then you're going to put it in with the chocolate chips. So we have 12 ounces of semi-sweet dark chocolate chips. We're going to heat up the cream. It's heated. We're going to put it in with the chips, let it sit for 5 minutes, stir it until smooth, cool it for approximately an hour, maybe 2. It all depends on the season of the year and the season. And then once it's cooled in the refrigerator, you're going to whip it in your blender till the chocolate changes color to a lighter color, and you're going to put it as a filling in between your cake layers. It is so good. Chocolate ganache is just divine. Well, the cream has heated. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That is heated cream. A little bit bubbly. That's okay. And now we're going to add your heated, see it's nice and steamy. Once you see it steaming like this and bubbling over, you can tell it's at 200 degrees. You're going to add it to your chocolate. Add this to your chocolate and let it sit for a little bit. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes before we blend it till it's smooth. Chocolate ganache. To me, it's my favorite frosting because buttercream and the sugar, it's a little bit heavy. Even though this white chocolate one is quite nice and mild. But this is my favorite, especially for filling. It tastes so good. You can even dress it up. When you put it in the center of your cake as a filling, you can put crushed cookies so you get a little crunch in between your cakes. But we're going to let it sit, get it smooth, put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour or 2. This is summertime now, so we leave it in for a little bit longer. Then we cream it in our machine till it changes color so it gets a little bit thicker, and then put it in between the cakes. So this is chocolate ganache that we will melt the chocolate, refrigerate it, get it cool, beat it in the beater till it gets thick, and then you put it as a center. Be used as decorating a cake, as a filling for a cake, or pretty much cupcakes too. But we're gonna let the chocolate sit for a few minutes with the hot milk, blend it, cool it, whip it to thicken it. If you also want it as to pour on top of cakes, you can do that as well. But we're going to whip it to thicken the batter to make it as a filling for frosting. Our chocolate has absorbed the heated milk, heated cream. We're going to whisk the chocolate, make sure it gets nice and smooth. And there you have a beautiful chocolate ganache. Sometimes some people pour this on a cold cake and it sets, but we're going to let this set, cool it in the refrigerator for at least, I would say 2 hours, 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Then we're going to beat it in the beater, and we're going to have this as your center for filling a cake. Now, before you put it in the refrigerator, let it get to some room temperature before you cover it, because if you cover this now, the lid is going to get that sweat from the heat. So we're going to let it cool down before we cover it and put it in the refrigerator for 1.5 hours to 2 before we beat it in the cream and cream it up. Well, here's a chocolate ganache set. As you can see, it moves, but it is nice and cool. And we're going to put it in our bowl, beat it for approximately a minute. It gets light and fluffy. Color will change from this dark chocolate to a lighter, almost look like milk chocolate, but not completely. Comes up nice and thick, almost looks like fudge. Now, sometimes you can use this itself as the filling. We're going to decorate 2 cakes, so I need to extend it a little bit. So I'm going to beat it till it's light and fluffy, almost like a frosting. Again, 1 minute, don't overbeat it. It has changed. Look. overbeat it or it'll be liquidy. It is a more liquid frosting. You have your chocolate. It has turned color. Now we're going to put our cakes together. If you do not have plate size, always a good cardboard and tin foil will help. Try to have something help you like the bottom of a cake pan or a tart pan to transfer cakes for you. It's good to have Lazy Susan. They do have cake Lazy Susans to help you decorate a cake. And then I put it on a pedestal so I can raise it up to chocolate ganache on this cake. And then we're going to also put it on this cake. We're making 2 cakes here. An offset spatula, cake spatula, it usually helps spread it. And just spread it to the edge because we're going to put the other cake, the vanilla cake, on top. Transfer your cake edge to edge. So now we're going to frost our cake and do it slowly because you don't want to pick up the crumbs into your frosting. I always start from the top and then push it all to the side. We're going to first do a thin layer. As you know, for frosting a cake, you always pick up the crumbs of the cake into the frosting. So what you do is you put the first layer of frosting, chill it, and then you complete it to make it all look clean. Well, there you have 2 basic cakes, which we will decorate later for birthdays and graduations and for retirements. And I hope you've enjoyed decorating and baking some cakes. The vanilla cake is on my channel, Cocinarista Cook, and as well as the chocolate cake, and making the frostings are under cake decorating. I hope you've enjoyed, and happy birthdays and congratulations to everyone who makes a cake. Thank you.